Hi guys, so today let's talk about summer style laws for natural body type by Kibbe. If you're new to my channel, I'm gonna leave the link on my Kibbe playlist down below. Women mostly tend to whether be soft natural or flamboyant natural. So this video is gonna be very general for naturals family. And it will be very useful for flamboyant naturals and for soft naturals. But of course I'm gonna talk very soon about these specific types as well. We're not talking about trends today, we're talking about summer style laws, which will be true even several years from now, and which were true many years ago. That is the beauty of that system. It talks about lines and silhouettes and about vibe. It has nothing to do with modern fashion and trends. So if you think you're a natural Kibbe type, you're probably quite moderate in size, you're angular, you have blunt bones, you might have some wider rib cage here, wider top part here, you probably have squarish shoulders, you have blunt bones on your face, and you might have some pronounced musculature. So your best outline for any outfit would be loose, relaxed, but narrow. From short to long, any length is good for you. You can pull off long vertical line, meaning something very long to the bottom. It won't drag you down, normally for all the naturals. Now, if we talk about waist emphasis, if we talk about dresses in general, they can look amazing with waist and without waist. If they do have a waist, preferably it would not be new look silhouette, because huge bouffant skirts and creating that exaggerated bouffant 8 shape of the dress, it's not very beneficial for them. It just doesn't bring them anything. It just makes them look slightly stronger in their muscles and make their bones slightly wider looking. So it's best when their waist is loosely accentuated, not very sleek. Blouse effect dresses look amazing because in this case the dress is kind of slightly loose and it creates still vertical narrow line. Normally under that waist there is a skirt that goes down, so that creates that narrowness and that vertical. Same thing if you choose top and skirt. If that's too bouffant skirt, that might add you some angularity. If the skirt is still draped but it can be more narrow, so from the distance your silhouette will be kind of more narrowed from top to the bottom, but not super sleek as well, just narrow. That will look stunning on you, and it doesn't matter what is the length. Choose a length that is comfortable for you personally. If you want to go without waist emphasis, that also looks good. Again, one exception, that it's not very huge. If it's still narrow, it's great. Better if their necklines is opened, not restricted. Top necklines also can look okay, but then when the dress is very short and color blocked with that restricted neckline, that can create some disproportionate feeling on them. Their arms, their legs can be too strong looking and it will be too closed for them here, too restrictive. If you talk specifically about summer dresses, that's a huge variety of things. I'm just gonna tell you a couple of things that don't look as good for you. First one is something very sleek and very thin jersey dress that is very sleek and bodycon on you. That will accentuate the angularity on you, the musculature. You will just look more strong, more angular than you are. But if you want to go for that look, that might even look cool on you. It just depends on your vibe, your style. But just in general, to add more elegance to them, we want to have 1 or 2 fingers between your skin and the fabric, even if it's a thin cotton. Another thing that doesn't look very good on them, it's something very bulky and oversized, irregular in shape, something like that. Huge, no waist, and very long especially. For flamboyant naturals maybe, but not for naturals. Naturals are still a little bit more trim and more moderate in their vertical, so for them it's better when the outline is still narrower. Not super sleek and narrow, but just narrower. So something bulky just will make you look heavier. Another thing that doesn't look as good on them is something very smallish, quite girly with color blocks. It looks too weightless and too childish on them. As a contrast, they can look much stronger and much more muscular than they are. If you're going for a dress with low waist, it can actually look quite nice if the outline is narrow. Not too many ruffles, especially small ruffles, would be better. Maybe bigger ruffles would be good, again, if they're not very bouffant and standing out like that, but more narrow. If you're going for a high-waisted dress, sometimes they call it belle dress or baby doll dress. Again, if it's narrow, knee length and longer, that can look quite stunning on you. If it's quite bouffant, again, many ruffles, quite wide and above the knees, that can look like a little girl dress on a grown-up woman. Of course, it depends on many things. It depends on your age too. Maybe you are so young that this dress just looks very cool on you. Normally where waist is just under the boobs or a little bit lower, it can sometimes mess with your proportions, especially if the neckline is quite high here. If it's lower, it's better. If the dress is longer, it's better. If the dress is one color, is again better because it gives you that vertical line. that relaxed feeling, because that shrink proportion here around your torso can create more top heavy situation. It can create that heavy face feeling, heavy neck feeling. If you still want to go for ruffles in the skirt of the dress, it's better when the dress is long or on a longer side below the knees. If it's above the knees, again, you can still go for that, just choose narrower silhouette. Different kind of textures look amazing on them. Crochet, linen, cotton, different woven textures if you want to go for some accessories. Shirt dresses, wrap dresses, all look amazing. Top and bottom, if we talk about tops and shorts, tops and jeans, tops and pants, anything that you want, just except for something very, very sleek and narrow, that will just look not very elegant on you. Just choose something that is close to your skin and narrow in the outline, but not very, very sleek. Relaxed silhouette, but narrow. Different patterns would look amazing on you, and naturals look great with floral patterns for the dresses, for the blouses, for tops. Stripy classic top is good for everyone, so any natural will look very elegant in that piece. Tiny patterns and avant-garde patterns or big polka dots and ornateness as well. That can slightly simplify naturals. T-shirts, top, cami tops all look great. You can tuck it in or you can let it go like that. The length doesn't quite matter actually, sometimes very cropped. Again, can mess up with your proportions, but then it will depend on the pants. If you're wearing high-waisted pants that are tube pants or wide pants or flared jeans that are very long to the bottom and you're wearing, for example, some platforms or wedge heels, that will create that hippie effect, 70s effect, and that cropped torso actually won't mess up with your proportions. It will have a certain vibe. That elongated legs will look natural. You can also wear long tops. You don't have to tuck it in. You can let it loose like that, and it also will be fine, because naturals are normally not small looking. They're looking quite moderate, so they can pull off elongated things and longer vertical lines in everything. So if you're wearing a top and then shorts underneath and your top is on top of shirts, then it's gonna look also fine. About jeans, even ripped jeans would look great on naturals. I actually don't like ripped jeans myself, so I never would recommend it to anyone, but on naturals it can look cool if again the outfit itself is built a certain way. Wide or narrow, long or short, anything would fit. Again, as I said before, high-waisted would look amazing with flared jeans, with wide pants down to the bottom, but just in general regular waist would look good on them. Sometimes they can even look okay with lower waist, believe it or not. Maybe not the lowest like in 2000s, but still a bit lower than regular looks normally okay on them. Now, any type of summer shoe will look great on them. If they're wearing dress and sneakers, this is the type that looks great with that normally. Again, I don't recommend too long, bouffant dress, huge sneakers. It will create bulky effect on nearly any type, maybe except for flamboyant naturals. If you feel like you look heavy, bulky, and more angular, choose the dress that shows your ankles, choose the dress that is narrower, and choose sneakers that are slightly narrower and more neat looking, less sporty and more classic looking. Flat shoes can actually look quite nice, but not delicate one. Something that is too delicate and too soft, it won't look elegant on any type, especially on heavier types with wider bone structure. For them, better if the shoe is more structured, maybe a little bit more lifted up. But you have to keep in mind that belly flats normally are making our cuffs slightly thicker. If you feel like your legs are quite thick, you might go for something not as delicate. For example, wedge platforms. And if you're choosing wedge platforms, you can choose something again on the narrower side. It will always look more elegant. And maybe choose something that is exactly your skin color. That is one of the best investments that you can make in your wardrobe, because that will work for any summer outfit. If you're going for big wide platforms, some people don't like it because it looks not elegant. If you're more on a funkier side, or sometimes you feel more funky yourself and you like that style, you can still go for that. Just keep in mind that sometimes they're making your whole outfit heavier. So if you go for narrower upstairs and you show your ankles and maybe don't overbulk this area too, then you're gonna be good. And sometimes it even can work as a contrast and make your ankles look thinner. So this is a good trick for anyone who wants to have platform shoes, who wants to be a little bit taller and who has that wide leg, for example. Alright, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon. Bye bye.